Today we are going to tell you about gopher tortoises.
So we are going to tell you about gopher tortoises.
The gopher tortoise is a species of the Gopherus genus native to the southeastern United States. The gopher tortoise is a fairly large terrestrial reptile which possesses 4 feet, well adapted for burrowing and elephantine hind feet. These features are common to most tortoises. The front legs have scales to protect the tortoise while burrowing. They are dark brown to gray, black, and overall color with the yellow plastron. Bottom shell a gular projection is evident on the anterior plastron where the head projects out of the shell. Sexual dimorphism is evident with male gopher tortoises having concave plastrons, while those of females are flat. In addition, the gular projection on male plastrons is generally longer than in females. Carapace length can range from 7.9 to 11.8 inches, with the height to the peak of the shell at the middle of the body of 5.9. 14.6 inches. Body mass averages 8.8 pounds with a range of 4.4 to 13.2 pounds.
Gopher tortoises are for purposes. Their diet contains over 200 species of plants. They consume a very wide range of plants. Many eat raw. They eat the grass, political grass, firegrass, and gummies. They also eat mushrooms and fruits such as gopher, apple, pawpaw, blackberries, and sour palmetto berries. In addition, gopher tortoises eat flowers.
Gopher tortoises, like other tortoises of the genus Gopherus, are known for their digging ability. Gopher tortoises spend most of their time in long burrows up to 48 feet in length and 9.8 feet deep. In these burrows, the tortoises are protected from summer heats, winter cold, fire, and predators. The burrows are especially common in longleaf pine savannas, where the tortoises are the primary grazers, playing an essential role in their ecosystem. Except during breeding season, gopher tortoises are solitary animals inhabiting a small home range. The gopher tortoise is seen as a keystone species because it digs burrows that provide shelter for at least 360 other animal species. Reproduction involves courtship rituals during the mating season. Between April and November, females lay their eggs in the open. About 1 to 25 eggs. Incubate underground for 100 days. The sex of the eggs is determined by the temperature where they are incubated in a nest laid below sand. If the sand is over 30 degrees Celsius, it's a female. And if below 30 degrees Celsius, the egg is a male. Incubation period can last from 80 to 90 days in Florida and 110 days in South Carolina. Gopher tortoises can live more than 40 years. One current specimen, thus the oldest known living gopher tortoise, as of 2019, has been living continuously in captivity at the Nova Scotia Museum of Natural History in Halifax for 75 years as of 2018, and is believed to have hatched between 1920 and 1925.
Since July 7, 1987, the U.S. Fish Wildlife Service has listed gopher tortoises as threatened forever. Those are found west of the Monroe, Bingby, Rivers, Alabama, Mississippi, and Louisiana. Its status is listed as under review in Florida and other locations. On November 9, 2009, the Fish and Wildlife Service proposed rulemaking to include Easter population of gopher tortoises in the This have written wildlife, gopher tortoises, bears, on the IUCN. But yes, as the vulnerable species, however, has not been assessed for the purposes of this since 1996.
Conversion of gopher tortoise habitat to urban areas, croplands, and pasture, along with adverse forest management practices, has drastically reduced the historic range of the gopher tortoise. The taking of a gopher tortoises for sale or used as food and pets has also had a serious effect on some populations. The seriousness of the loss of adult tortoises is magnified by the length of time required for tortoises to reach maturity and their low reproductive rate. According to the website of the Brevard Zoo in Melbourne, Florida, current estimates of human predation and roe mortality alone are at levels that could offset any annual addition to the population, and sightings of gopher tortoises have become rare in many areas. The ones cited are much smaller than in the past. In the past, approximately 83,955 gopher tortoises were incidentally taken, destroyed, and 137,759 acres of gopher tortoise habitat was permitted for development in Florida. Developers could acquire Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission incidental take permits to build in the gopher tortoise's natural habitat. Traditional gopher tortoise habitat was lost due to issuance of these two types of permits on July 31st, 2007. The Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission implemented new permitting rules requiring developers to relocate tortoises. Do not ever pick up or disturb a gopher tortoise. Tortoises are subjected to predation by other animals, including by humans. People have eaten gopher tortoises for thousands of years. During the Great Depression, gopher tortoises was known as the Hoover chicken because they were eaten by poor people out of work. Some people see gopher tortoises meat as a delicacy or as simply as a free source of meat, although it is now illegal to hunt gopher tortoises or possess their meats or shells. Illegal hunting continues to take place at an unsustainable rate, with some colonies being driven to extinction. In 2006, police uncovered 5 pounds of tortoise meat in a man's refrigerator after they spotted empty tortoise shells along a highway. In Florida, 19 counties in Alabama, tortoise is listed as a game species, though one with an open season. Gopher tortoises have been kept as pets, preventing them from reproducing in their local populations.
That is sad.
Since the longleaf pine ecosystem is required for the maintenance of the gopher tortoise, conservation efforts are needed to maintain this endangered ecosystem. The longleaf pine ecosystem provides extreme conditions such as nutrient-deprived soil and sandy sites for gophers' habitation. The longleaf pine is a relatively long-lived tree for this region of the world, with individual trees often persisting several centuries. Conserving these forests is what provide the natural habitats gopher tortoises need. Successful reforestation efforts have been made according to the Environmental Defense Fund's website. Environmentalists and private landowners are working together to maintain the wildlife habitat while maintaining crops productivity.
Thank you for watching this Adventurous Kids episode.
Thanks for watching this Adventurous Kids episode. Yay!